Not a ninja technique, but effective.
Hey, how's it going, everyone? There's been a lot going on in the Diablo news since BlizzCon and even before and everything, so I thought I'd finally make a video, put it up here on YouTube, just kind of recapping everything that's happened and give a direction and overview of the way it looks that things are going now since. So we'll get right into it. Originally, obviously, before BlizzCon, there was a crazy amount of hype, It kind of looked like we were getting some big Diablo news at BlizzCon, and, there's the meme, it is big news, Diablo Immortal, whatever, if you like it, if you don't, whatever. That's what happened. We got Diablo Immortal. It's going to be a mobile game. Who knows what's going to happen with it. It's being received pretty badly right now at the moment, which... whatever. I mean, everyone's got their personal opinions on it. I personally am I don't care as long as it's not going to affect the progress that hopefully they're working on other games. So, yeah, do I think it was the right way to do it? And do I think people kind of, in a way, almost got cheated? Yeah, because I think it was kind of a bait and switch with the Diablo Immortal announcement. It kind of geared people up, looking I know they said multiple projects, beforehand, but it really did look like we were going to get some sort of content, whether it be D3 or related, or maybe even a remaster of Diablo 2 or Diablo 1, and they were hyping it up, and there was skins for Overwatch and all this stuff. So they were really trying to boost ticket sales for BlizzCon and for the virtual ticket, and then all of a sudden, these people fly to BlizzCon and they buy these virtual tickets, and then what do you know? You get a mobile announcement for a PC franchise. Probably not the best thing, but it is what it is. It's over and done with. On to the future news. So we got some really interesting stuff. I think it was just today or yesterday, actually. Let me see if I can call this up here. Alright, so, yeah, Kotaku, right here. Interesting article with Jason Schreier, just released, and it reads here, on November 2nd, Blizzard closed its annual BlizzCon keynote by announcing to scattered applause the Diablo game performance, obviously Diablo Immortal. It was a baffling marketing decision that immediately set off controversy as fans of Blizzard's iconic action role-playing game franchise loudly accused the company of neglecting PC players. Yeah, so, I mean, if any of you watched it, which I'm sure a lot of people did, and I know a lot of people did, didn't go over too well. So, they go on to say, perhaps the Blizzard marketing department had expected Diablo fans to be excited about Diablo Immortal. I don't know if I believe that. Maybe, yeah. Another was strange moves in a string of bizarre Diablo-related decisions over the past few years after Diablo 3's disastrous launch on PC in 2012 and a road to redemption that culminated with 2014's expansion. Reaper of Souls fans had expected long-term support, perhaps a second expansion for the third Diablo. Which, yeah, I don't know if I really expected another expansion. I thought maybe... I kind of figured it'd go into maintenance mode, which it kind of has, and I kind of thought that everything we kept getting was possibly because, I really felt like there was something coming, but not for Diablo 3. I thought it was going to be Diablo 4 stuff, but I wasn't sure how long it was going to take, and then they came out with this Necromancer pack, which I'm like, okay, well, I guess, but it seemed kind of odd because I thought they were done with Diablo 3. And then even as of recent, they're doing this PTR update that people have been playing, and I was playing myself yesterday on November the 21st here, 2018. And it's almost it felt to me like it was not really things that they had been working on a long time. It felt like it was kind of rushed out content. Like, not that it's not decent, but I mean, when I say rushed out, I mean it feels more like it was a reaction to something, you know? Like, okay, Blizzard, like, BlizzCon went really bad, like, we gotta do something. Oh crap, what do we do? And then all of a sudden, boom, all these numbers get increased in PTR for Diablo 3 and all this stuff, right? So, yeah, like, I don't know. That's kind of what a lot of this stuff has been feeling like to me, and like, because I kept expecting, you know, I think like a lot of us like Diablo 4. So it goes on to say, what's really going on with Diablo? What happened to Diablo 3's long-term plan? Is Diablo Immortal developed in part outside of Blizzard by Chinese company NetEase? Silent Blizzard has lowered its standards or abandoned its core audience. Is there Diablo 4 in development, or has Blizzard given up on PC in favor of phones? I don't know. Some of their comments obviously have worried me, you know, about moving a lot of their best developers to mobile. Obviously, I think a lot of people can take it out of context. It's like, yeah, they say they're moving a lot of their best. I think that's just trying to assure people that they're going to do a good job on these games. I know you have to, you know, interpret everything and like every word that's said, and it's like, okay, they're moving a lot of their best. That doesn't mean they're taking them all, right? So it's like, I feel like they're just saying that kind of stuff to reassure people that they're going to be good things like on these mobile titles. I personally don't care about mobile games. I never play them, so it's kind of whatever to me. But I have talked to some people, they do play them, so, you know, maybe they'll like it. I think we all know which markets they're trying to cater to. Like, it's probably more of a, you know, the Asian markets or whatever, like Chinese or whatever, because they go over well there. It seems to be like a larger thing overseas, so. But, I mean, it is what it is, you know. I'm sure some people here will like it and whatever. It's not my cup of tea, not a lot of people's cup of tea, and that's why they're pissed off about it at BlizzCon, because they paid a lot of money to get there for PC franchise, and they didn't get news, so. It is what it is. Alright, moving on. Just talking about questions and everything, answering. Okay. They say they're taking different directions. They're worried about Activision. You know, since the merge, like, things have been changing. This year, Blizzard employees say that one of the biggest ongoing conversations has been cutting costs. Fans and even some people who work or have worked at Blizzard, there's concern with something deep within the company's culture maybe changing. Reached for comment, sent over an email statement attributed to company spokesperson that I'll quote throughout this piece. Blizzard has and continues to be a developer-driven company. The company said all the games we create, present ideas, our game developers themselves are passionate about. This is as true for Diablo Immortal as it was for Warcraft Orcs and Humans, first game they made, well, one of. Overwatch, or any game we've ever made. We believe that the best games to make are the ones that our developers believe in. I do actually believe that, you know, whoever's working on what projects they are, just like almost any of us, right? Like, you're always going to give your best. You don't really want to. I mean, most people, they want to do their best and put your best foot forward and, you know, try and put out good things and, you know, make people happy. Okay, and so here it goes into more of like what's going on now. So in late 2013 or perhaps early 2014, not long before the release of Reaper of Souls, Blizzard made an internal announcement that shocked the development team. Diablo 3's second expansion was cancelled. So apparently they did have a second Diablo 3 expansion, and it was cancelled, it's reporting. Team 3, the Blizzard's department responsible for Diablo, hadn't done a ton of work on this second expansion. They were mostly focused on Reaper, but it was planned as their next project, and now it wasn't happening. So they say that it was supposed to have an expansion, and then it just wasn't going on. Basically, they said that there was a vote of non-confidence from the executives. They thought Diablo 3 was a giant giant mistake. So, had Diablo 3 really been that terrible? They thought, people that worked on it, like that made Reaper, obviously thought that, like Diablo 3 itself in its first iteration when it first came out, it felt like a really unfinished game. I think a lot of us that did play it like early on, it really did feel unfinished. I know myself when I was playing the early days, I picked up like, you get that, you're waiting for a legendary to drop, and they were like way lower drop rates back then, and you finally get your first legendary. And for me, it was like I was playing Demon Hunter, and I got a Wind Force bow, and I'm like, oh my god, this is the best bow in the game. And then I look at it, and I compared it, and I'm like, wait, my yellow bow is better. I'm like, okay, like that's weird. And like, it was a little bit frustrating, but at the same time, I'm like, okay, stuff happens, you don't always get the best drop. Maybe it didn't roll well or something, and then I started doing research on it online, and it's like, oh, like, actually all the yellows are better than the uniques, and I'm like, So, pretty much, like, it just kind of sucked knowing that there was no rune words or anything like that, at least in the game for me, because I'm like, oh, well, I guess I'm just looking for yellows, like, it was hard to get excited about. But, yeah, anyways, so going on. Yeah, so they're talking about how it was a mess up. Throughout 2012 and 2013, Blizzard's Team 3 addressed many issues, overhauling the difficult system and removing the auction house. Yeah, I didn't mind the auction house. I know a lot of people hated it, but it is what it is. Like, I feel like if there was some sort of in-game monetization, I know people can, kind of pay to win that way, but at the same time, like, you can still go find a lot of stuff. I mean, it is what it is. I'm not mad they removed it either. Like, I didn't really care one way or the other. Yeah, so they didn't want it, so they removed it from Diablo 3, which came out in March 2014. Team turned into one of the most critically acclaimed action RPGs out there. Why then would Blizzard cancel the second expansion for Diablo 3? A lot of people were stunned. We made mistakes on Diablo 3, but we learned from Reaper, and we fixed it. Reaper's really good. To pull the plug without really seeing how Reaper did really stung. So, not really clear why Blizzard wouldn't want to support a game that hadn't been so commercially successful. So yeah, it sold a lot, but I mean, the general mindset of it was that Diablo 3 didn't really go over well because, like, a lot of people were upset by it, and I think a lot of people didn't even like give Reaper of Souls a chance, even like after playing Diablo 3, because like when it first came out, I think people were really unhappy with the way it went, and it took them a long time to get it to where it is now. And I'm not gonna say, at least for myself, it's not like still amazing now, just because I like a lot of the old stuff from Diablo 2 where it was more gothic and, a lot more like darker and horror centric, and like now it's kind of like cartoony and whatever. It's still good, but it's not at least what it could have been in my eyes, and I think a lot of people's eyes. So maybe they'll fix that, and moving forward, who knows, but we'll see. But yeah, they basically they kind of felt like it was irredeemable as well, and they didn't want to invest more time or anything on an expansion. And I think that's why we've been seeing a lot of like small things, like they're not trying to put a lot of work into Diablo 3 because they did feel like it was a flop a little bit in a lot of senses, even though financially it was a success. So it goes on to talk about them canceling the Titan game and a lot of games they have canceled, and how it led them to other games, like canceling a Titan led them to Overwatch, canceling of Nomad, which I think was supposedly Warcraft Adventures, led to World of Warcraft. So, I mean, a lot of good things have come out of it, and they say they've canceled about 50% of their total projects. That's kind of shocking to me. I didn't know they actually canceled that many, but I mean, I guess, in development, lots of stuff happens, so. So in March 2014, his fans celebrated the return of Diablo 3 with triumphant Reaper of Souls. Team 3 was splitting up. Some developers left the company. Others moved to different projects like World of Warcraft or Overwatch. Some stuck around to work on patches for Diablo 3, but Team 3 was no longer in full swing. At that point, they had the strongest Diablo development team ever. Well, I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't go as far as to say that, but it was better. They scattered all the wins, said one person who worked on Reaper of Souls. To those developers, it was baffling move by Blizzard's management, giving the team more time to see how Reaper performed. So they wanted more time, just because Reaper did end up doing fairly decent in the end. To those who remained on Team 3, began talking about what Diablo 4 might look like, so that's exciting. And then Josh Mascara, who one of the bosses in Diablo 3, named after him, obviously, who started the Diablo 3 console team, taking the franchise reins as director of Reaper Souls, would lead development on the new project, which was codenamed Hades. Oh, I didn't know about that. So Mascara and a team designed Hades as a Diablo take on Dark Souls. So that's interesting. I didn't even know. I figured they were working on something because there was a lot of job postings like in the past few years, even 3 years, I think. And we're all kind of wondering what it was. I guess it looks like that's what it was. It would be a gothic, challenging dungeon crawler rather than maintain the isometric camera. I don't really like the sounds of that, but I kind of, stick to the roots thing. I like what I like, but yeah, I mean, it still could have been good, right? Could be good. Such a departure from the previous games, some at Blizzard thought they might not end up calling it Diablo 4. Yeah, kind of doesn't sound like it. Team 3's main project developed alongside a handful of projects and a handful of patches and light content updates for Diablo 3. Okay, then like Diablo 3's second expansion, Hades was cancelled. Okay. So they worked on it for a while, actually, and then it got cancelled. Yikes. As with any cancellation, there were likely many reasons for this move, but 2 people involved with Hades said it was going through rocky development and it wasn't shaping up. In the middle of 2016, Mascara left Blizzard. It's not clear whether Mascara left because of Hades' cancellation or if Hades was cancelled because he left. But what's certain at that point was the project was shelved. Okay. And then they tried to reach out to Mascara, and I guess he declined. So he didn't want to talk about it. Coming months, Blizzard's Team 3 would do 2 things. The developers who needed something to work on, now that Hades was no more, put together downloadable content for Diablo 3 called Rise of the Necromancer. See, there you go. That's kind of what I thought. They kind of rushed out Necromancer as a knee-jerk reaction to like a project being cancelled. I mean, not that Necromancer hasn't gone over well, other than the 4 seasons of Rat Meta. But yeah. Okay. Character class add-on that the team hoped would satiate fans who were desperate for more Diablo. Yeah, there you go. And then some started working on a project codenamed Fenris. Okay. Fenris is, of all sources, confirmed the current incarnation of Diablo 4. I hope so. I mean, I really hope so, but you never know, right? I hope it's true. I mean, I think it's a fairly reliable source. But yeah, we can only hope, I guess. Since 2016. And some who have seen it say they're optimistic about the direction. I like that. It has a very strong vision for the game, said a former employee. One that a lot of people are excited about at Blizzard. They want to make Diablo 4 gross, make it dark, get rid of anything that was considered cartoony in Diablo 3. That's awesome. Like, that would be really good. That's, I think, what a lot of people want. That's what I want, for sure. Hope that you guys want it, too. I think that'd be really cool. God, if that's the way it is, please don't let them cancel it. Or scrap it. There's a lot of people who felt like Diablo 3 got away from what made Diablo in terms of any style, spell, and effects. Art style and spell and effects. Yeah. Said Blizzard employee. Adding that Fenris is aiming to look more like the beloved Diablo 2. They're saying all the right stuff right now. They want to make this gross, make it dark, get rid of anything that was considered cartoony in Diablo 3. Is this a no-season Christmas present right now? Because that's what it feels like, if this is true. Make what people were afraid of in Diablo 2, but modern. Awesome. Okay. That sounds really, really good. That's kind of exciting. You wish they had just said a lot of this stuff at BlizzCon, you know? Like, I mean, I guess if they cancel that many projects, you can kind of understand, like, why they didn't want to do it if they're not solid on it. But, like, God, I hope that it's fairly solid, because this all sounds, like, really good right now. Really good, but, yeah, like, ugh. So, Fenris is still in early development and likely won't be out till 2020 or later. That doesn't sound too bad. Could change over time. Don't know if it's PC first or planned simultaneously launch on PC and console. So not phones, guys. Way to go. We're not getting it on phones. That's good. That'll make people happy. One ongoing conversation, for example, has been whether they keep isometric camera angle or use over-the-shoulder third person. Well, I hope it's not over the shoulder, but you never know. It could be good either way. That was prototype for 80s. Recent builds on the game have been isometric. Okay, so what we're used to, like previous Diablo games. According to that, people familiar with Fenris, but questions remain over whether that should change. Okay. What else they got? Another pillar of Fenris is to make Diablo more social. That's cool. Alright. Light MMO elements, so it could take an MMO direction. Yeah, well, probably be cool either way. So that's interesting, yeah. So let's see here. Fenris is still early. All these ideas may change, never make it the final product, but with the fourth Diablo in active development, it's hard not to wonder why wouldn't Blizzard just talk about it. The company has hinted at the game's existence, insisting on blog posts and live streams as multiple Diablo projects. The meme in the works using Diablo 4 might have quelled. Yeah, they maybe might have saved you some headache, you know. But yeah, let's see. Earlier this month, I reported that Blizzard had made a video for BlizzCon in which Alan Adam had talked about Diablo 4. Blizzard later disputed the video had been made for BlizzCon. In conversation since then, two sources told me that regardless of the company's statement, there had been plans throughout 2018 to announce the game this year. In January, they were still full set on, we're doing this right, we're going to have a playable demo, said one. By the time we'd hit May, the game wasn't far enough along. It's normal problems, things going slower than they'd like. By the summer, the person said they were still under the impression that a tease was happening. So yeah, it sounds like all these things. I don't know why they would have refuted the fact that they were saying that they'd had this video. Maybe it just wasn't done. And like that they were even talking about they were going to have a demo. I think it's semantics. They change their mind at any point. They can say, oh, it wasn't scheduled. Okay, there you go. Just answered it. At least we were told as a development team it wasn't supposed to get teased. That's always the intention. Okay. So, yeah, it sounds like really good things. The article keeps going on and on, but yeah, it's looking good. So if this is all true, then that could be some pretty interesting good news. And 2020, you know, to 2020 or a little bit past, you know, I guess is what they're looking at right now. So that's pretty good news. So hopefully that that brightens a few people's days. I mean, like that's good news. Good news to my ears, and hopefully to a lot of other people's. So that's going to be it for this video, I think. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you want to check out the article itself, I'm going to drop a link in the description below, and you can go on and read the rest of it for yourself. if you enjoyed the video and you want to see future content that I make, YouTube videos, whatever, I do build guides for Diablo 3, etc., a lot of stuff. You can either follow me on Twitch, twitch.tv/untamedgirth. I'll drop that in the description as well. And if you like the video, please just like and subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications or whatever. And we'll see you again for the next video. All right, thanks for watching, peeps. We'll talk to you later.